Alright, we are back with another Dokkan Battle video today, and we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm just going to be doing a talking video today because Dokkan has released a new teaser for the next DOKKANFEST character on Twitter. As you can see, I have it on screen during this recording, but they have released this new teaser, so I kind of wanted to just make a video talking about it real quick. I kind of wanted to give my thoughts on who I think it is, because there's two options right now. I'll go into it in the video, but there's two kind of glaring options, I think, for who this could be hinting at, both of which I think are good picks for different reasons. And yeah, I'll just kind of go into each person. I forgot to turn my audio off, so it might have been echoing there for a sec, sorry. But I'll go into each character, why I think they would be good, why I think they'd be a good pick, or, you know, and just generally talk about them. But like I said, I think there's two pretty glaring ideas that come from this image, but let's just start talking about it, I guess. So yeah, as I said, from this image there are two very big glaring ideas or characters that jump out, at least to me. One of them wasn't as clear as I thought at first, but I do think is the better pick after seeing people point it out. But we'll talk about, I guess I'll just say him. I do think it is either Metal Cooler or some form of baby. I think the baby could be transforming of some kind, but some form of baby, and then specifically Metal Cooler. So obviously you can see I have some of these tabs pulled up here. The Wicked Bloodline tab for Metal Cooler, GT Bosses for baby, and then Artificial Life Forms just for baby as well. Just in case, you know, because they could still go that route. But obviously Metal Cooler is the first idea that comes up because of all of the clones of each other. It's the most Metal Cooler thing ever. Like, yeah, see Metal Cooler unique equip from Goresh. Everyone's going to be pointing out, like, Metal Cooler stuff for that just, like, immediately, which is understandable. You know, that's how they line up when they're on, like, the Rock or whatever, when they're about to fight Goku and Vegeta. Let's actually look up the, yeah, like, this Rock scene. I mean, yeah, it's a Dokkan art. You have this is such an iconic Metal Cooler scene that you would assume they'd immediately be hinting at it with this, but as you kind of saw in some of the comments, I'll see this guy pointed it out the best, this like Son Goku account. The baby thing is the red eyes. That's what stands out to me and why I think baby's going to be the like more obvious choice for it, specifically because they've done so much with these red eyes, and someone pointed out the exact amount of people that baby took over is the exact amount of people in the frame. So I do think we're leaning more towards baby in terms of the hint, which I think is good, because Wicked Bloodline, although they're doing really good right now with like this Frieza, this 10th tier Frieza, it's not terrible. People who overhate on him, like he's not that bad. This Frieza just got an Easy A and is really good. This Metal Cooler can Easy A with a Metal Cooler celebration. Same thing with this regular STR Cooler. Same thing with like the AGL 2 Blue Boys and the Revival Goku from that same celebration. That whole worldwide download celebration is yet to be touched in terms of Easy A's. At least to my knowledge, I don't think any of the banner units or nothing, but it's yet to be touched in terms of Easy A's. So a cooler celebration is on the horizon. I do think that this might not be it because of just this baby evidence is just a little too much, but we do have a Metal Cooler or maybe a Lineage of Evil. Maybe just a cooler celebration in general, maybe for the first movie. You know, you never know. Or maybe even Golden Cooler from Heroes. Something like that. But we are getting a cooler celebration of some kind because this guy, this Metal Cooler and this Final Form Cooler need the Easy A. So I do think we're getting something like that eventually. But going into what I actually think it is, I do think it's baby. I think it's going to be this form of baby. I think that's super, like, or like Baby Vegeta 1, I think is that form. I think it's going to be that form transforming into Super Baby 2, because we have a standalone Super Baby 2, this one, which I think is like the only one really. I maybe the only one in the game. I think that's honestly, yeah, I think he might be the only one in the game. So I think getting something like that. We have this form of baby. I think this is just regular baby. We have this as a banner unit. So we could also get regular form baby that transforms maybe multiple times. We haven't gotten a multiple transforming unit in a while though, but we could get some form of baby. I personally think it's just going to be this one, the white-haired Vegeta looking one. I think it'll be that one that will directly go into this Super Baby 2. So it'll be Super Baby 1 transforms to Super Baby 2. I don't know if they'll do the Great Ape again because they did it with this guy, but they have not done any babies since this guy, or at the very least any Super Baby 2, because they had the, like, I already showed the banner unit, but they have not done a Super Baby 2 in any capacity since the 4th year anniversary. So I think that is the much more obvious pick, especially, like I said, combined with these red eyes. And I do think it'd be very good because he can go into either of these sides, which is kind of why I pulled up both of them, is I feel like the baby could have 2 ways of going with his like leader skill and the way he's built. They don't make units very like restricted anymore, but they do still somewhat build them with like somewhat of a team in mind, so that they have a structure already built into them, kind of like the Future Saga download celebration LRs we just got. They're built with Future Saga into them. Same thing with the GT Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Gogeta. He has GT heroes built into him, you know, so they have some kind of team built in them. So I think this baby could be GT bosses oriented, which would be very good for, obviously this Omega is already amazing. So adding another really strong GT bosses character on his team would be amazing. This guy could easy A during the celebration, and they could make it a whole, like, this guy doesn't have GT bosses in his thing, but Target Goku is still like a thing that they all tend to share. So they could still easy A him and still have him be useful by doing Target Goku, which would also line up with the most recent mission for the newest Broly Red Zone stage is Target Goku. So we are getting some kind of Target Goku like villain, which obviously still points to Metal Cooler or Baby, but I think that it opens it up for this Super 17 to be easy A, that they're including Target Goku instead of just like GT bosses or artificial life forms or something. Having that as a starting thing makes me think this Super 17 could easy A, and it could just be a GT bosses centric celebration with making this team really strong, which I do think would be really good. I still don't have this Omega. This Omega seems so cool and so strong. All I see is people talking about him and memeing on him, like how good he is, but I don't have him, so I can't really run him, and I would be a little sad if they do make it GT bosses oriented, but I mean, I'm not too interested in Baby regardless, so I mean, I think I'll be fine. But still, it'll make this team really strong and really good, and I think that'd be a great idea, because the Super 17 needs an easy A. I did a video of like the oldest easy A's, he still has not easy A. Like, this guy needs some love. But kind of on the same topic, moving into artificial life forms, this guy is also on there, but I think this is the other route I think they could go in terms of Baby, building him with like leader skill or passive skill or any of that. I think artificial life forms is his other like main way of going, because that's what this Baby leads, I believe, is artificial life forms. This was his, yeah, this Baby was the artificial life form guy for a while. So I do think this is a way that they can go into it. Actually, what is this Baby's name? Because I think it could go into this one. So Super Baby 1, and then is this just Super Baby Vegeta? Okay, so I think he'll probably go from Super Baby 1 to Super Baby 2. That's my guess. Or maybe, like I said, multiple transformations with Baby Vegeta to Super Baby 1 and 2. But that's kind of retracting, or going on something I talked about earlier. That's some form of Baby, but I think he's going to be transforming, because we have the standalone one, and he's the only really standalone one we have. So I think they'll switch it up. But I think if they go this route, it won't be as good. I would rather them go the GT bosses route. They could still have this Metal Cooler Easy A, I guess, if they really wanted to like make a weird artificial life form celebration. You know, you make this Metal Cooler Easy A, and then you have the Baby, so then you have some Easy A's. But I mean, this team isn't terrible. Like, we got Cell Max is still pretty good. This Boo Easy A is still pretty good. You know, I mean, upon looking at it again, we got Fat Boo on here. Like, it's not the strongest. These guys could easy A too. These Super 17. These guys are, I believe, not in line for an easy A, but they're coming up on it soon, because like these Gammas are in there too. They could easy A soon, because yeah, as you get down here, there's more of them are easy A. So we're coming up on some of these guys easy A's, which would help this team a ton. Oh, there's the Golden Cooler I was talking about. But I think this team just needs some easy A's, and I don't know if one celebration would be enough. Ooh, excellent click. I don't know if one celebration would be enough to fully revive this team. So I really don't think, or at least I hope, that they don't go artificial life form like based, unless they're going to build the team up, which they have been doing with like Future Saga and GT Heroes and stuff like that throughout the year. They've been building teams up before they just start dropping stuff for them, or like they drop a ton at the same time to build them up. So I do think they could build up artificial life forms, but GT Bosses just already has the the outline made up for him with this guy ready to easy A. Obviously, these guys are also on GT bosses, so them easy Aing too would be amazing. Like GT bosses is pretty set up right now with easy A's and this possibility of being a baby, which I think it's the baby. But if it is the baby, then I think these two are going to be like GT bosses and artificial life forms could be set up very well and become very strong teams, which GT bosses already is, but I think that will probably shoot GT bosses into like solidified probably top spot of like best team, honestly. Those are my general thoughts. Like I said, I do hope it's going to be a baby over Metal Cooler. I would be completely fine with a Metal Cooler celebration because I love these two Metal Cooler like cooler cards, and I love that cooler celebration. So easying all of them would be super hype, and I'm completely fine if they do cooler. Like I said, they've got some Lineage of Evil guys recently. I don't have this Frieza, but I mean, he'd be pretty cool to run on that team. So I do think cooler is a possibility, but I personally am leaning more towards a baby and think that that is where they're going to end up going with this. But make sure, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you enjoy videos like this, let me know. I really like these like talking videos. I just don't get to do them as often because I have a ton of events to constantly beat, but I decided to just push an event back and do this one because I really wanted to talk about this and the speculation of it. But let me know if you like this. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you stayed all the way to the end, I think I love you. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.